What up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, home of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully you guys are doing excellent and taking care of yourselves. What a lovely day. Hopefully you're enjoying yours. You never know how many revolutions around the sun we get, and just try to take it easy. Try to take it calm, try to take it cool, enjoy your life, and spend it with people that you love and things that you love, and maybe animals that you love like me. Got like a million dogs hanging out in there right now, so I apologize if they freak out, but know that you are surrounded by dogs right now, and hopefully they don't bark. So, today, I found a really cool story. It's a story that happened on a paranormal evening in a kind of a little mini restaurant where they have it open 24 hours. They only have one worker at night. I'm not sure if it's because they only serve certain things at night. Maybe it's just like a coffee shop at night. They didn't really get into details about it, but they only had one worker there that night. Maybe it was because they had a shortage. They didn't really explain it, but her manager does come in at the end of the story, which is an interesting part of it. So what's the story about? Well, I'm just going to have to tell you for you to hear it. So it could be alien, which it almost has to be at this point, but it has to do with aliens and maybe demons, or what we think might be demons are actually aliens. So let's get into it. So this story involves a worker. We'll call her Ellen. She's working overnight, and this happens at about 1:32 a.m. So at about 1:32 a.m., she closes everything up, and she locks the drive-thru window, which is weird, and opens the front door. So they only take people coming in. They don't do any drive-thru service anymore. I guess that allows them to just focus on people inside versus outside. If it was me, I'd rather just leave the drive-thru open and lock the front door, and just that way you don't have to deal with any people coming in. But to each their own, right? So she locks the drive-thru window, and she has the front door open. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, appear two people right before her. A man and a woman. The man he's a young man. He looks like he's in his maybe mid-20s, and he's got like a leather jacket, black leather jacket on. He's got like these kind of eye makeup on, and the female is about the same age, and she kind of has this like punk, rocky kind of look to her, blonde, and they're just like, can we have some black coffee? And she's like, sure, no problem. And they have a seat and they sit down. And everything seems to be going fine. It's a quiet night. She's making the coffee, and she hooks it up and gives it to the people. But she thought it was really weird that they basically appeared out of nowhere. She thought for sure that she had, had her eyes forward in the restaurant to be able to see anybody open the door. She did not hear the door open, as you would be able to hear in this restaurant. It made a definitive sound. She did not hear that. So how they appeared right in front of her, she has no idea yet. So we're going to get into that. So the next thing that comes up, which is really strange, is that somebody drives through the drive-thru. And it's extremely bizarre because the drive-thru lights are off. They can't see the menu. It's even hard to navigate through because everything's off, right? So you have to navigate in the pitch black. I think even the back lights were off, for the parking lot. So they get through and they pull up, and she's like, okay, this is weird. And the people that are sitting at the table say, go ahead and see who it is, but don't let them know that we're here. Don't let them know that we're here. Just get them what they want and go. And she's like, what? What are they even talking about? She hasn't even seen the people yet. So she opens the window, and she's like, we're closed. And this window to this vehicle slowly rolls down and reveals two people that are identical to her. They look exactly the same. Same guy, with same eye makeup on, same female with the punk rocky blonde look, and she can't believe her eyes. She's like, what the hell's going on? And now she's like visibly freaked out because this girl, I was watching the interview. She did a live, in-person interview, and she's like a sweet, innocent, young woman. I can only imagine the way she would have had to have looked with these people right in front of her. But she said, okay, let me break this down in my mind. Could these people be twins? She said no. She said the way that the people were presented, she said it's pretty unlikely, but it's possible. So let's go that route. And so she looks at the people that are inside the restaurant. She's like, what the heck? And the people in the restaurant are like, they're like, do they look like us? Is what the male said. And the worker said, yeah. Ellen's like, yeah, they look just like you. She closed the window so they couldn't hear her. And they had asked for black coffee. Same thing that the guys asked for, the people in the restaurant. So the male is like, hang on a second, don't let them see us, but we have to give you this, we have to put something in there so that these guys leave us alone. They've been following us all night. They're demons, is what they called them. Basically, they were like demons, and this is the only thing that's going to get rid of them. And he pulled out like a packet, like a clear packet, and he poured it into the drinks. And the woman's like, I can't let you just pour something into the drinks and give it to them. I can't do that. And they're like, no, you have to. If these guys have been following us for a long time, they're dangerous, and they're not who you think they are. And so she, after much attesting, she said, no, I'm not going to do it. But after a while, she said, okay, fine, whatever. She's like, these people legitimately seemed freaked out. I can't imagine that she would have done it, but she apparently gave in and gave it to the people, and they took one sip. She gave it to the people in the car. They grabbed the drinks. They took one sip right in front of her, and as they began to leave, the car disappears. Now, you might be saying, okay, hang on a second. Due to all this stress that she's dealing with, these people pushing her to put whatever they put into this drink, and then her giving it to them, it could be that these people just simply drove off, right? Well, that would seem like a normal assessment, right? Just like, Occam's razor, the simplest answer is probably the correct answer, that they just drove off and she just missed it, right? She was looking back at the people in the restaurant, just forgot about looking back to see if they were gone, and it seemed like they disappeared. So all of a sudden she looks back at the people in the restaurant, and they're not sitting where they were. They're gone. And she's like, hold up, the door didn't open. What the hell is going on? So she turns back to the machine to make sure she turns everything off, and it's like working back there. But she's also looking for the people. Like, are they behind me? Are they in front of me? Where did they go? And then all of a sudden, like two beams of light, like Star Trek transporters, like they beam down in front of her. They beam in front of her, and they said, thank you. You finally allowed us to be free of those demons. And she said, what the hell? And they beam off. They literally beam off right in front of her. They disappear right in front of her. And then she goes to grab the bill off of the table, very shaken. She grabs the bill off the table with a huge tip on it. And on the document, on the check, it says, thank you for freeing us from our demons. And her theory is that they poured salt into the drinks, and demons just don't like salt. They can't be around salt. I know somebody knows the reasoning behind that. I don't know if it's like just a basic element that allows for protection. I've heard that before. If you pour salt around you, that you can be protected from certain things. But she doesn't know what they poured in there. So anyway, is this story made up? Well, it gets even better. Because right after they leave, basically, her manager comes in. And her manager comes in, and they have like a little video of the manager coming in. And she's like, what's going on, Ellen? And Ellen's like, visibly shaken at this point. She's freaking out. And she's like, these two people came in and da-da-da. She's like, I don't know if it's real. She's like freaking out, starts crying. She's like, well, hold up. let's check the camera. We have cameras. Let's go check it out, see what happened. So they go back and they pull up the camera footage and they find that these two people come in and they beamed right into the restaurant. They even open the door. They talk to her, they sit down, they have their little cup of coffee. This conversation that she said that she had with them happens. And then she said she gave the drink to these people and they just disappeared. And she's, in their vehicle disappears as well. And she's like, no. She's like, that's what happened. You're telling her boss, this is what happened. And the boss is like, well, you know what we have, right? We have drive-through footage as well. We have camera out there. Let me pull that up. So they pull up the drive-through footage, and they see the car pulling up, even though it's supposed to be closed. They see these people receiving the drinks. They can see the people inside as well. So they see both sets of people at the same time, the inside camera and the outside camera. And these people receive their drinks. They take the drink. And the car literally, as it's leaving, as it's barely pulling away from the window, disappears. Not like it disappeared into like the footage, not like it pixelated and maybe there was a technology glitch. No, this car literally disappeared as it's pulling away at like 1 mile an hour. So at this point, the manager's like believing her. She's like, I can't believe this happened. Meanwhile, Ellen's like, yeah, I know. I don't know what to do with this. What do we do with this information? Well, they don't take it to the cops because there's nothing the cops are going to be able to do. They don't take it and like give it to anybody. So there's, we didn't have footage on this show. It was like, it was a paranormal show, and they interviewed a couple people that were there, right? Her and the manager and that kind of stuff. But I found it extremely, extremely fascinating because I would have definitely have chalked it up to twins playing a prank on people. Twins like to play pranks on people all the time. And if the car had simply drove away, I would have said, it's just twins playing a prank on you. If these people hadn't beamed into the restaurant, I would have said, oh, they just walked in, you might not have seen them. But they have video evidence of it. They have two people that were witnessed. Well, one person witnessed it and another person witnessed the video. And you gotta wonder, did the government come in and just wipe it out? Did it, was it just shot with like a direct energy weapon and magnetized and erasing the footage? We don't know. But I do know that it's a fascinating story. And again, without proof, without more information from these people, and having them in front of us and getting them on the show or something like that, we're kind of left with, just suspending disbelief right at this point. But it's a fascinating story. Really interesting. Are these people in the sense of demons were they actually demons? Why would they be looking exactly like these people? Were they, tracking them down? Were the people inside the restaurant actually demons and knocked out the people that they were shapeshifted into? We have aliens that do shapeshift, a couple of them, but mostly the reptilians, right? And so it's possible they could have been reptilians. It could have been anything. But boy, could you imagine being this Ellen and having your hair stand on the back of your neck and your arms and every body part just freaking out, thinking that you're part of this very strange situation. What do I think? What's my kind of final conclusion? If it actually happened, then you have to think it's possibly some sort of alien thing. If you don't believe in aliens, then you got to think it's some sort of spiritual battle thing. That these people were actually being tracked down by demons, and maybe these people were like some holy figures or battlers, like the people in Supernatural, right? Like Jensen Ackles and his brother, something like that. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know, but it is really interesting. What are your thoughts? I really appreciate everybody that leaves comments in the comments section. I'd like to hear what you have to say. I'd love to have conversations in the comments. So let me know. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to hear about it. So anyway, take care of yourselves, guys. Stay positive, stay in the light. Follow through on your hobbies and your goals and your dreams. Take care of your friends and family and loved ones. And as always, continue to question the universe around you. Till next time, guys, take care. Lockdown Universe out. Peace.